Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kim and this is Mod Fashion. Today I'm going to be doing a quick thrift flip slash DIY. So I came across this picture of this Alexander Wang look. I think it was from spring 2017. Throughout this whole line you can really see that he just kind of took a lot of thrift flips of his own, where he took like dress shirts and what looks like scrubs. I'm not sure if those are scrubs. They kind of look like scrubs to me. And he made a whole line out of it. So, you know, I was like, I could do that. So I did some inspecting. That was my magnifying glass. I did some inspecting and then I said, you know what? Let me go to Goodwill and buy a dress shirt. So I found the largest men's dress shirt I could find and that was it. I cut it up and I did it. Yeah, stay tuned for the end so you can see the final reveal. So you're gonna wanna start out by laying your dress shirt flat, and we are gonna use the bottom edge of the dress shirt since it is already finished. You can see it's got this nice hem, and we don't need to make our own hem because there's already one there. So lay your dress shirt out flat and then measure from the bottom to somewhere in the middle of the dress shirt to figure out how long you want your skirt. But make sure you avoid the buttons, so draw your line on either side of the button. And then what I did was I measured down from the armpit area and then I drew a line across with my ruler and then I just cut it out so it could be even on, well, relatively even on both sides. I thought it would be fun to try on my freshly cut shirt to see what it would look like. You know, maybe it's cute. Maybe it's something Alexander Wang never thought of and it'll be cute if I put like, you know, some elastic at the bottom. Let's try it. In the mirror, it looks cute. On camera, it looks terrible. Is it cute? Is it cute? Is it? So now that you've got your skirt cut, take out the buttons, just snip them out. Because this is a wrapped skirt, you're actually gonna want to measure your waist, like put the 0 mark, like where your belly button is, and then you're gonna want to measure probably about to almost where the side seam would be. So I'm gonna gather mine to 35 inches.
You know all the ways I like it. You holding me, tangled up in these sheets, holding me, easy love.
So now it's time to make the waistband for the skirt. So I just made a waistband that was 2 inches wide and I lined it up with the bottom edge of the dress shirt. And then it was a little not straight, but that's okay. And then I just cut it out, and this is going to add just a little extra length to your skirt. And I did make it 2 inches bigger than the actual waist. So what you're gonna wanna do is find the middle of your waistband, and then you're gonna put this middle at the center back of the skirt. So when you start to pin it all the way around, you'll have about 1 inch that hangs off from like the front parts. So I'll show you what I mean. So here's the skirt, here's the middle of my waistband. I'm just gonna put a pin in here so I know where it's at, and then I'm gonna find the center back of my skirt, so you can just kind of like fold it in half. So here's the center back of my skirt, and now I'm going to put the middle of this, I just stabbed myself, right against the edge. So you want these raw edges facing up, and you also want the raw edges of the skirt facing up, and then you'll pin it all the way around. And now I was getting a little concerned because I cut it a little shorter than I wanted it to be, but now I'm gonna give myself like 1/2 inch of skirt longer. So let's just say I can definitely not wear this to work. So it's been fully pinned all the way across, as you can see. And you can see that I actually only pinned one layer, so instead of having it pinned through both layers, I opened it up and only pinned it on one, and that's because I don't like raw edges. So I don't want these raw edges to show whenever I stitch this together. So I'm going to stitch this and then I'll be able to stitch in the ditch. And I'm going to sew as close as I can to the edge because I did not make this waistband that wide. So this is what it should look like when you just stitch the top layer. So when you open it up, you can see that it's stitched down. So don't worry about if you can see your basting stitches. We can take these out. Now we're ready to complete our waistband. Just give this top part right here just a tiny little tuck, maybe like 1/4 of an inch. And you can even press this down if it'll help you out. And then once you've got it down 1/4 of an inch, you're going to then flip this whole thing to where it touches just a little bit below this line. So you just want to make sure that this will cover the line that you just did. And once it's there, you're going to, we call it stitch in the ditch. And so you're going to stitch right here in this ditch, and then it'll catch the side. So when it comes to the end, because you know we have this little excess hangover, you can either just like fold this down. It's really hard to do with one hand. And then you can have like a tab that is here. But if you don't want that tab, then all you have to do is fold this in, if this works out. And then, this is so difficult with one hand. And then you'll fold it down.
So far. Both called it from the beginning. We called it. We knew that there had to be us. Knew that there had to be us. What we gotta do to stay winning.
So now we need to make some long straps, and we're actually going to use these sleeves to get our straps. They're also going to be 2 inches wide. So when you take it to your ironing board, you're going to fold each edge into the middle, and then you'll fold that in half, and that is how we're going to finish the rest of the straps. So to make all the straps that you need, cut the sleeve off from the seam, and then I cut the cuff off as well, and then I cut it in half to open it up to make it easier to draw some lines on. And then I just used my ruler, which is 2 inches wide, and I drew a bunch of lines and made as much strap material as I possibly could, and I did this to both of the sleeves. So this next part's gonna be just a little scandalous, so I do apologize, but you're gonna want to find something that it covers your breasticles. So find something. If I had a bathing suit, I would use a bathing suit, but I don't have any swimsuits that I actually own, so this is what I'm using. And yeah, okay, so you're just going to want to find something that covers, preferably in the triangular shape, and then you're going to try to lay it out flat. It's probably gonna be better if you like trace one side first, so you can, like, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, and that's totally fine. So we're just gonna want to like smooth this out into the shape that you feel like it should be, you know? And then you're just gonna want to add some seam allowance. I'm actually gonna add 1 inch to the bottom. So now that we've got our pattern for the top, let's cut it out. So I just lined it up with the bottom edge and cut it out, and you need to cut it out 4 times. Now you should have 4 triangles, tons of straps that we're going to sew together. So that's our next step. We're going to sew all these straps together and make one very, very, very long strap that will be used for the skirt and also for the top. So let's get to the sewing machine. So when it comes to sewing these straps together, you're going to place them like this. So one will be going vertical and the other will go horizontally. And then you're going to stitch from one corner all the way to the other corner. So you're going to stitch a diagonal line.
Sunday, and you cruising down Crenshaw in a motherfucking 6'4". Come on, say that shit like you believe it, man. Like it's your words, feel that shit. Stop playing around, loosen the fuck.
I spent like the last 2.5 hours like making my bias tape. Well, it's not really bias tape, it's a strap. So I like pressed it all and it's been pinned. I'm about to put it under the sewing machine to get all of this stuff held in place. But like, I already showed you how long it is. Like, look how long it is. And look, I mean, there's like tons of pins in here. It's like the most dangerous thing I'm doing right now. It's Thursday and I'm ready to be lazy. I feel like I always start these videos and I'm like, I'm gonna do this and this and this and this. And then I'm just like, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that either. So here we are, leaving out things that I decided I was going to do at one point, but I'm not gonna do that anymore. So I have finished the bottom, I've finished the skirt. It's now time to do the top. So if you actually zoom in on the top, you can see there's like some ruffle layers covering the breast area. I tried, and I am not gonna do that anymore. I'm just gonna make a basic bustier like top with just triangles. So yeah, let's do that. So you should have 4 triangles. When we sew them together, we're gonna put them right sides together, and then we'll like stitch around. But before we can do that, we have to put the strap in. So what you should do to figure out the placing for the top is just drape some of the strap around your neck and then just put the pieces on. So I feel like I'm gonna regret this decision, but I'm going to, I was thinking it was like one continuous strap, and I've just been sitting here for the past like 40 minutes trying to figure out how I could stitch this and like string it together so it's just one giant strap. But you know what, I'm just gonna make it easy on myself. So I've already measured where it's going to sit comfortably around my neck. So I'm actually going to make a cut right here on this string, and then also on the other side. I'm going to stitch this strap down probably about just like right around here, because I'm going to need to leave part of this open. So this is the part that's gonna go around the neck. I was hoping like I could put like a phone in here or something, even though it's gonna be like right on top of the, you know, milk production sack. So now I need to do the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to make a strap that connects the left side of one of the triangles to the right side of the other triangle. So this strap's gonna like go around the back, and then I'll have to make a separate strap that attaches to the front of each of these that can wrap around the like whole body. So I've like folded these seam allowance up, and then I'm going to stitch my strap in, and I'll also like finish this seam as well. So to close up the bottom edge, you're just going to sew along the side that was left open, and then the bottom edge, and then the right side that was left open. It's like pretty much done editing. Kim, I hope you put a blur. Honestly, I just like can't even believe I made another like super side booby shirt. It's wrap style, so you get a little bit of coverage. So, you know, when you like open up your legs and to walk, it's not gonna like just be like, well, hello. At least there's a little bit of coverage, and you know, I would always wear shorts underneath something like this. Well, I have some pins in here because I need to sew some darts. And then I also need to make this a little tighter.
Me tangled up in these sheets, holding you, holding me, easy love. You holding me, tangled up in these sheets, holding you, holding me, easy love. Like a drive in the sun, windows down, music on, we've got nothing but time.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the thrift flip of the men's shirt into an Alexander Wang inspired ensemble. Once again, I made another very revealing top that I'm not gonna wear, so you know, I'm hoping in my next DIY I will avoid that, because like, what was the point of that? I'm so sorry. I got bit by mosquitoes out there. I wasn't even out there that long. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye.
My north, you're my south, you're my east, you're my west. When you see me at my worst, try to make me feel my best. There's love.